David Shaw here with another off-the-record story. If you want to learn more about Washington, D.C., come visit my site, offtherecordtours.com. Let's go. Welcome to Marine Barracks, Washington, D.C. Today we're going to talk about the role these Marines play in the ceremonial life of Washington, D.C., as well as the history of the barracks. 8th and I is steeped in history and legend. The Marines, like the rest of the government, were headquartered in Philadelphia. But in 1800, the entire capital moves to Washington. So the question arises, where should the new Marine barracks be? Well, Thomas Jefferson and the Marine Commandant, William Barrow, ride by horseback around this area. It was all farmland and forests back then, looking for just the right spot. They wanted it close to the Navy Yard, where the Marines would work, but they also wanted it close to the Capitol. Not too close that it would seem like the military was influencing legislation, but close enough that a deployable unit could be dispatched if there was an invasion or civil unrest. So they selected this site at the corner of 8th and I Streets, southeast, 4 blocks from the Navy Yard and a 25-minute march to the Capitol. Included on the installation is this house. It's the home of the Commandants, where the Corps' senior officer lives during his or her 4-year term of office. In 1814, the British invaded Washington and burned the White House and Capitol. They did not burn the barracks. Legend has it that the British spared the site out of respect for the Marines' valor a few days earlier at the Battle of Bladensburg. But the story is just that, a legend. While the Marines were the only ones to turn in a commendable performance in the Battle of Bladensburg. The truth of the matter is, the barracks were saved from destruction by the women of Capitol Hill. British Admiral George Cockburn was second in command of the invasion of Washington. And when he was out surveying his destruction, he came across several distraught Capitol Hill women. They told him they feared that if he burned the barracks, the wind from the flames would burn their homes. Cockburn said to one of the women, "Pray, madam, what could have alarmed you so? Do you take us for savages?" He and his boss, General Robert Ross, called off the orders to burn the barracks. And this was consistent with Cockburn's response to other pleas from city residents. Because the Marines here work in such close proximity to the President, they go through intense security screening. They must have unquestionable loyalty to the United States. 8th and I Marines guard Naval Support Facility Thurmont, otherwise known as Camp David, and are sentries at the west wing doors of the White House when the President is there. The 8th and I Color Guard is the only entity that carries the battle color of the Marine Corps, whose 54 streamers represent all the campaigns in which Marines have fought. Other 8th and I units include the Silent Drill Platoon that performs a unique precision drill exhibition that exemplifies the professionalism associated with the Corps. The ceremonial marchers that participate in a variety of White House and other ceremonies in Washington, and the body bearers who perform flawless funerals for Marines at Arlington National Cemetery. Their motto, "We're the last to let you down." Founded in 1798, the President's Own United States Marine Band's mission is to perform for the President. It is America's oldest continuously active professional musical organization. Dressed in their red and white uniforms, the Marine Drum and Bugle Corps is known as the Commandant's Own. 8th and I is also home to the Marine mascot, Chesty, named after the Marine legend General Chesty Puller. The likeness is uncanny. And on Friday nights during the summer, all these elements come together for the evening parade. It's a heck of a show. Let's take a short look. 8th and I is one of the many fascinating but not well-known sites on Capitol Hill that I feature on my Hidden on the Hill tour. So when you visit Capitol Hill, take a walk a few blocks behind the Capitol. I think you'll enjoy what you find. If you have any questions or have suggestions for future shows, leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. Well, I hope you enjoyed that off-the-record story. If you want to learn more about Washington, D.C., things seen and unseen, arrange your tour of your nation's capital at offtherecordtours.com. Until then, I'm David Shaw. Force base, a number of different services there, and guy's up in the control tower, and a plane calls in, and the plane asks, "What time is it?" And the control tower says, "Who's asking?" And the pilot says, "Well, what difference does it make who's asking?" And the control guy says, "Well, it depends. If you're an Air Force plane, it's 1,300 hours. If you're a Navy plane, it's 6 bells. If you're a Marine plane, the big hand's on the 12 and the little hand's on the 3.
That's gonna go. That's going.